I found out I was the other woman. In my own relationship. I used to think I was the luckiest girl alive. Not in a loud, obvious way. But in the quiet kind of way that feels safe. Like, finally, something good is happening to me. We weren't perfect, but we were real. At least, that's what I believed. We met on a random Tuesday. No butterflies. No dramatic moment. Just a simple conversation that somehow didn't end. One message turned into hours. Hours turned into days. And before I even realized what was happening, he became part of my everyday life. I woke up to his texts. Fell asleep hearing his voice. We laughed about the smallest things. Shared random thoughts. Talked about the future like it was something we were both walking into, together. And the way he spoke to me? It felt intentional. Like I mattered. Like I wasn't just another option. He made me feel chosen. And maybe that's why I held on so tightly. Because when you've spent so long feeling overlooked, the moment someone makes you feel seen, you don't question it. You just accept it. Looking back now, the signs were always there. They just didn't look like signs at the time. They looked like small things. Things I convinced myself didn't matter. Like how he never posted me. Not once. At first, I didn't think much of it. I told myself, not everyone likes social media like that. But one day, I joked about it. Am I a secret or something? I laughed when I said it. But deep down, I wanted reassurance. He laughed too. Pulled me closer. And said, you know I'm just a private person. And just like that, I let it go. Because it sounded reasonable. Because it felt easier to believe him than to question something that might ruin what we had. And honestly, when someone treats you right in some ways, you start overlooking the ways they don't. Then came the moments I couldn't explain. The gaps. The silence. He would disappear sometimes. Not completely. Just enough to make me feel uneasy. A few hours here. A whole evening there. And every time I asked, there was always a reason. I was busy. Work was crazy. I had family stuff. And none of it sounded like a lie. That's the thing. He never gave me a reason big enough to leave. Just enough to question. And every time that feeling crept in, that quiet voice inside me whispering, something's not right, I pushed it down. Because I didn't want to be that girl. The one who overthinks. The one who ruins something good because of fear. So I stayed quiet. And slowly, I started trusting his words more than my intuition. The night everything fell apart didn't feel special. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't planned. It was just normal. I was lying in bed, phone in my hand, waiting for his call like I always did. Scrolling through my feed. Distracting myself. And then, I saw her. At first, she meant nothing. Just another girl on my screen. But something made me stop. Maybe it was the way she looked happy. Or maybe it was the way he looked in the picture. Because there he was. Right next to her. Smiling. The same smile he gave me. Standing just a little too close. Too comfortable. Too familiar. And then my eyes dropped to the caption. Happy anniversary, my love red heart. My heart didn't just break. It paused. like my body didn't know how to react. Anniversary? I stared at the screen, hoping I read it wrong. Hoping it meant something else. But deep down, I already knew. My hands started shaking as I clicked her profile. One picture. Then another. Then another. And with each post, the truth became clearer. More real. More painful. Pictures of them together. Moments I was never part of. Memories he never told me about. And the dates. That's what hurt the most. Because they overlapped with mine. The same months he was calling me baby. He was loving someone else. That's when it hit me. I wasn't confused. I wasn't imagining things. I had been lied to. I found out I was the other woman. In my own relationship. I don't even remember deciding to call him. I just did. My fingers were moving faster than my thoughts. Call. No answer. Again. Still nothing. Again. Voicemail. And with every missed call, my chest felt tighter. Because silence like that, it speaks. Loudly. When he finally called back, his voice was calm. Too calm. Hey, what's wrong? Like nothing had happened. Like I wasn't sitting there, shattered. I couldn't speak at first. My throat felt tight. My chest heavy. But somehow, I forced the words out. Who is she? And then, there was silence. Not confusion. Not denial. Just silence. And in that moment, I knew everything. He sighed. Not like someone caught in a mistake, but like someone tired of being questioned. She's someone I've been with. Those words didn't even sound real. Like I was listening to someone else's life. Then what am I? I asked it softly. Almost afraid of the answer. And then he said, I didn't plan for it to happen like this. No apology. No guilt. Just an explanation. Like I was supposed to understand. And in that moment, something inside me snapped. Because I realized he wasn't sorry. He was just caught. Everything started making sense. All the confusion. All the doubts. All the little things I ignored. Why he couldn't stay the night. Why weekends were always unavailable. Why I never met anyone important in his life. Because I wasn't important in the way I thought I was. I was convenient. I was hidden. I was temporary. I wasn't his girlfriend. I was the other woman. And the worst part? I didn't even know it. That night, I didn't sleep. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. Every I love you. Every promise. Every moment I thought was real. And I kept asking myself, how did I not see it? But the truth is, I did. I just didn't want to believe it. Because believing it meant losing him. And I wasn't ready for that. The next morning, I blocked him. No message. No explanation. No closure. Because I realized something important. Closure doesn't come from them. It comes from you deciding you deserve better. And even though it hurt, even though I missed him, even though part of me wanted to go back, I didn't. Because I finally understood. I wasn't asking for too much. I was asking the wrong person. Healing didn't happen overnight. It came in waves. Some days I felt strong. Some days I felt broken all over again. There were moments I wanted to text him. Moments I missed his voice. Moments I questioned myself. But slowly, very slowly, I started finding myself again. The version of me that existed before him. The version of me that didn't need someone else to feel whole. If you've ever been in a situation like this, I need you to hear this. You weren't stupid. You weren't blind. You just loved deeply. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only mistake is staying where you're not valued. Because one day, someone will love you openly, clearly, without confusion, without hiding you. And when that happens, you'll realize, real love doesn't feel like guessing. Every heart has a story, and this one was mine.